Welcome to the Senior Health video. This video will talk about early Sjögren's warnings doctors often miss. Have you ever felt exhausted for no clear reason, even after sleeping well, or noticed your eyes burning and your mouth feeling as dry as sandpaper? Millions of Americans brush off these signs as stress, aging, or dehydration. But what if they are the first whispers of something far more serious? Sjögren's disease is an autoimmune condition that silently attacks your body from the inside out, and it is far more common than most people realize. It affects about 4 million people in the United States alone, yet experts believe thousands more remain undiagnosed because its early symptoms look so ordinary. Imagine waking up every morning with a foggy head, dry eyes that sting, and joints that ache as if you had run a marathon overnight. For many, this strange mix of fatigue and dryness becomes part of daily life, accepted as normal aging. But behind that quiet discomfort, the immune system is waging war on the very glands that keep the body hydrated and balanced. Doctors often mistake it for menopause, thyroid problems, or chronic fatigue, allowing the disease to progress quietly until it damages organs, nerves, and even the heart. The danger lies in its silence. Sjögren's does not always shout through obvious pain or swelling. Instead, it creeps in, slowly stealing comfort, focus, and confidence day after day. And by the time most people realize something is wrong, years may have passed. That is why awareness is everything. Recognizing the early clues could mean the difference between lifelong complications and real recovery. In this video, viewers will discover the 5 early warning signs of Sjögren's that are most often missed even by doctors. Each sign is a message from the body, a signal that something deeper is happening. By understanding these symptoms and knowing when to act, anyone can take the first step toward protecting their energy, clarity, and quality of life before this hidden disease takes control. Number 1, fatigue and brain fog. It often starts quietly. A woman wakes up feeling drained even after 8 hours of sleep. Her body feels heavy, her thoughts are cloudy, and every morning feels like she is walking through thick fog. She tells herself it is just stress or maybe age catching up. But what if that constant exhaustion is not about getting older at all? Fatigue and brain fog are among the earliest and most overlooked warning signs of Sjögren's disease. This type of fatigue is different. It is not the kind that a cup of coffee can fix. It is deep, consuming, and unpredictable. One day a person feels fine, and the next they can barely get through basic tasks. Their brain feels slow, their memory slips, and even simple conversations take effort. Doctors often mistake this for depression, thyroid imbalance, or burnout. Yet inside the body, the immune system has begun attacking its own moisture-producing glands, triggering silent inflammation that drains energy at the cellular level. According to research from the National Institutes of Health, inflammation caused by autoimmune activity can disrupt mitochondria, the tiny energy factories inside every cell. When those mitochondria are under attack, even the smallest task can feel like climbing a mountain. It becomes a daily struggle to focus, to think clearly, or to simply stay awake through an afternoon meeting. Over time, this leads to emotional stress, frustration, and a deep sense of isolation because family and friends cannot see what is happening inside. But there is hope. Recognizing this kind of unexplainable fatigue as more than just aging is the first step to early diagnosis. Patients who get tested for Sjögren's early often find that managing inflammation through proper treatment, hydration, and lifestyle changes can bring energy back. Gentle exercise, regular rest, and an anti-inflammatory diet rich in omega-3s and antioxidants can support the body's repair process. Even small shifts in routine like consistent sleep and limiting processed sugar can make a noticeable difference in clarity and focus. Awareness is power. If someone experiences extreme tiredness and mental fog that does not improve with rest, it is worth asking a doctor to check for autoimmune markers. Catching Sjögren's early can prevent years of unexplained exhaustion and confusion. Many people who once felt hopeless find that with the right care, their vitality slowly returns. They begin to feel like themselves again. But only knowing about fatigue and brain fog is not enough because there is another sign that shows up right on the surface and can reveal the disease even sooner. And that next clue often appears in the eyes and mouth. Number 2, dry eyes and dry mouth after fatigue and brain fog. Another silent signal begins to surface. A woman sitting at her desk rubs her eyes, constantly blaming the screen for her irritation. Her lips feel parched no matter how much water she drinks. She keeps a pack of mints in her bag, not realizing what her body is trying to tell her. Persistent dryness of the eyes and mouth is one of the clearest early signs of Sjögren's disease, yet it is often mistaken for simple dehydration, allergies, or aging. Sjögren's attacks the body's moisture-producing glands, especially the lacrimal glands that make tears, and the salivary glands that keep the mouth lubricated. When these tiny glands are under attack, they stop producing enough fluid. The result is burning eyes, blurred vision, a scratchy feeling as if sand is trapped beneath the eyelids, and constant thirst. Some patients start carrying water bottles everywhere, yet no amount of hydration seems to fix it. Dentists notice an increase in cavities because saliva, which protects the teeth, is no longer doing its job. Over time, this dryness can cause infections in the mouth, difficulty swallowing, and painful cracks at the corners of the lips. Science supports this connection. A Harvard medical study found that people with chronic dry mouth and dry eyes were up to 6 times more likely to have autoimmune inflammation of the salivary and tear glands. The problem is that many doctors do not connect these symptoms to Sjögren's until years later when more serious complications arise. Early testing, including SSA and SSB antibody panels, can reveal the disease before irreversible damage occurs. There are ways to relieve these symptoms while protecting long-term gland function. Using preservative-free artificial tears several times a day, choosing sugar-free lozenges or gum to stimulate saliva, and staying consistent with hydration can ease discomfort. Limiting alcohol, caffeine, and heavily processed foods helps the glands recover. Even using a humidifier at night can make a dramatic difference in comfort and sleep quality. These simple steps may seem small, but for those living with undiagnosed Sjögren's, they can mean the difference between daily irritation and genuine relief. If dry eyes and dry mouth keep returning even after making lifestyle changes, it is time to ask deeper questions. The body never whispers without reason, but understanding dryness alone is still not enough because what happens next can be far more confusing and painful. The third sign goes beyond moisture loss and begins to affect how you move and feel every single day. Number 3, joint pain and stiffness. The story often continues in a way few expect. After weeks or months of feeling tired and dry, a person starts to notice something new. Their fingers feel swollen in the morning, their knees ache when climbing stairs, or their wrists stiffen after sitting too long. They assume it is arthritis, maybe from aging or weather changes. Yet what is happening inside their body is far more specific. Joint pain and stiffness can be an early and powerful sign that Sjögren's disease is attacking not just the glands but the connective tissues that allow the body to move freely. This pain has a rhythm of its own. It often feels worse in the morning and improves slightly throughout the day, but it never truly disappears. The joints may feel hot or tender to the touch. In some cases, the swelling moves from one joint to another, leaving patients confused. They may be tested for rheumatoid arthritis only to have results come back negative. That is when many lose hope or assume it is just age. But research shows that inflammation triggered by Sjögren's can mimic rheumatoid arthritis because the same immune messengers that cause dryness also attack the joint linings, leading to pain, swelling, and stiffness. A 2023 clinical review from Johns Hopkins University explained that nearly half of Sjögren's patients experience musculoskeletal symptoms before a formal diagnosis. That means the body often tries to speak through movement long before doctors recognize what is really going on. These constant aches do more than cause discomfort. They drain energy, reduce flexibility, and slowly erode confidence. People stop doing the things they love, gardening, walking, or playing with grandchildren, because every step becomes a reminder that something is wrong. The good news is that early action can protect the joints and restore mobility. Gentle stretching, low-impact exercise such as swimming or yoga, and an anti-inflammatory diet rich in salmon, leafy greens, and turmeric can make a visible difference in comfort and strength. Omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D have been shown to support joint health and lower autoimmune inflammation. Medical treatments like hydroxychloroquine or mild corticosteroids under a doctor's supervision can also reduce flare-ups and pain intensity. The key is not to ignore pain that comes and goes without a clear reason. If your joints ache in unpredictable waves and no test seems to explain it, your body might be pointing toward an autoimmune origin. Listening early means protecting your independence and quality of life for years to come. But only recognizing pain and stiffness is still not the full picture, because Sjögren's does not stop at the joints. The next clue appears where few expect it, on the skin, and in one of the most intimate areas of life. Number 4. Dry skin and vaginal dryness. By the time joint pain sets in, many people notice another strange change. Their skin, once soft and supple, starts to feel tight, itchy, and flaky. Moisturizers seem to stop working, and even mild soaps cause irritation. What most do not realize is that this dryness is not just a surface problem. When Sjögren's begins to affect the skin in the body's intimate areas, it is a clear sign that the autoimmune attack has spread beyond the glands and is disrupting the body's natural balance. Dry skin is one of the most visible but least discussed symptoms of Sjögren's. The same immune reaction that shuts down tear and saliva glands also affects the sweat and oil glands that keep the skin hydrated. Without these protective oils, the skin becomes thin, sensitive, and prone to cracking. Many women notice that even gentle fabrics irritate their arms or legs. For some, this dryness reaches a deeply personal level. Vaginal dryness becomes not only uncomfortable but emotionally distressing, affecting intimacy, self-confidence, and overall well-being. Yet most patients feel embarrassed to bring it up, and many doctors fail to ask about it. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that over 60% of women with Sjögren's experience vaginal dryness or discomfort during menopause, but only a small fraction receive proper treatment. That silence can lead to painful intercourse, recurrent infections, and emotional distance in relationships. This is why speaking openly about it is essential. Vaginal dryness is not a cosmetic issue. It is a medical signal that the body's protective barriers are breaking down. The solution begins with awareness and gentle care. Dermatologists recommend using fragrance-free moisturizers and emollients daily to restore skin elasticity. Staying hydrated, taking lukewarm showers instead of hot ones, and applying creams while the skin is still damp can help lock in moisture. For vaginal dryness, water-based or silicone-based lubricants and prescription estrogen creams can make a dramatic difference. Omega-3 supplements, vitamin E, and a diet rich in antioxidants also support natural hydration from within. For many women, acknowledging this symptom is the first step toward feeling whole again. It takes courage to talk about it, but doing so allows healing to begin. When the skin and intimate tissues start showing signs of dryness, the body is sending a powerful message that it needs support now, not later. But even this visible discomfort does not reveal the full danger of Sjögren's, because what happens next goes deeper than the skin. It reaches into the nerves themselves, disrupting the very signals that keep the body alive and in balance. Number 5, nervous system involvement. After dryness of the skin and intimate areas, the story of Sjögren's takes a more dangerous turn, one that many doctors still overlook. A patient may start feeling strange sensations, tingling in the fingertips, burning in the soles of the feet, or sudden dizziness when standing up. Sometimes their heartbeat races without warning, or their digestion becomes unpredictable. They are told it is anxiety, poor circulation, or stress. But beneath those confusing symptoms lies a deeper truth. Sjögren's can directly attack the nervous system, damaging the very network that controls movement, heartbeat, and organ function. This attack can happen in 2 major ways. First, it can affect the peripheral nerves, causing numbness, pins and needles sensations, and weakness in the arms or legs. This is known as peripheral neuropathy, and it can make simple actions like buttoning a shirt or walking feel uncertain. Second, it can target the autonomic nervous system, which controls automatic processes like breathing, digestion, and blood pressure. When this system malfunctions, patients may experience rapid heart rate, lightheadedness, when standing, sweating problems, or even bladder dysfunction. Imagine feeling dizzy just by getting out of bed, or having to plan your day around unpredictable digestive issues. That is the reality for many people living with undiagnosed Sjögren's. According to a study from Johns Hopkins University, up to 20% of patients with Sjögren's develop nervous system complications, often before they are officially diagnosed. The inflammation damages the protective coating of the nerves, known as the myelin sheath, interrupting the signals that allow organs and muscles to communicate smoothly. This can lead to chronic pain, muscle twitching, and a sense of imbalance that no amount of rest can fix. Recognizing these neurological signs early can change everything. If numbness, dizziness, or abnormal sweating occurs repeatedly, it is critical to tell a doctor and request autoimmune testing even if previous results were negative. Certain medications, such as low-dose immunosuppressants or biologics, can slow the progression of nerve damage. Supporting nerve health with vitamin B12, magnesium, and gentle stretching can also help. Deep breathing exercises, mindfulness, and short daily walks can stabilize the autonomic system and reduce flare-ups. Every symptom the nervous system sends is like an emergency alert from inside the body. Ignoring it only allows the damage to grow. Sjögren's may begin quietly, but when it reaches the nerves, it becomes a battle for control of your body's most vital functions. Awareness, early testing, and consistent care are what give patients the chance to take that control back. But only knowing the physical signs is not enough, because what truly matters is how quickly people recognize them and act before irreversible damage sets in. And that is where the final message of this story becomes more important than ever. Sjögren's may start quietly, but knowledge can turn silence into strength. The truth is that millions of people live for years with the symptoms we just discussed without realizing they are connected. Fatigue, dryness, joint pain, and nerve changes are not just random annoyances. They are signals from the body asking for attention and care. By recognizing these early signs, you can act before the disease takes over your energy, comfort, and peace of mind. If you suspect that your body might be whispering these warnings, talk to your doctor and ask for specific autoimmune tests such as SSA, SSB, or ANA. Early detection makes a world of difference. Managing inflammation through a balanced diet rich in omega-3s, antioxidants, and hydration can help your body recover naturally. Gentle exercise, quality sleep, and consistent medical follow-ups will keep your energy stable and your mind clear. And most importantly, do not ignore symptoms that persist. Listening to your body is the greatest form of self-care. There is hope. Many patients who once struggled to get out of bed now live full and vibrant lives because they found out early and took action. You are never too old or too late to start protecting your health. Every small step, a glass of water, a walk in the morning sun, a mindful meal can restore your strength and confidence. If this video helped you understand your body better, save it now so you can revisit these lessons anytime. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to receive new updates about senior health-safe foods and medical breakthroughs that truly make a difference. In the next video, we will explore how the right foods can reduce inflammation and protect your immune system naturally. Remember, your health is your power. Take control today and let every choice move you closer to healing.